यशोधनन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जना यशोधनन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे I hope हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरों वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। So we are reading from Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, page number 17. Yes, first paragraph. So how I should read, na? Ah. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a great deal of information given about the Vaikuntha planetary systems which are beyond the material universe. Similarly, a great deal of inconceivable information is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Any attempt to arrive at this information through experimental knowledge is not possible. The knowledge simply has to be accepted. According to the Vedic method, Sabda or transcendental sound is regarded as evidence. Sound is very important in Vedic understanding, for it is pure, it is accepted as authoritative. Even in the material world, we accept a great deal of information which is sent thousands of miles by telephone or radio. In this way, we also accept sound as evidence in our daily lives. Although we cannot see the informant, we accept his information as valid on the basis of sound. Sound vibration then is very important in the transmission of Vedic knowledge. Hmm. So I was reading the beginning of this book. So where we are right now. So just to get understanding how we are proceeding in this book. So we all know that this is a basically summary study of Chaitanya Charitamrita, but it is a very complex book. I remember when one time in Kunj Bihari, Loknath Mai Maharaj gave one class on Chaitanya Charitamrita. Like it was like summary. So I got so inspired. I purchased this book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. But I could not read. It was very complex book. Because if you read in this book, it does not appear to be the like other books which Prabhupada wrote. You know? Prabhupada used to write in a very simple way his books, even Bhagavatam commentary. But if you read the book, you find like what do you mean by Chaitanya Charitamrita? It is a character of living force in immortality. Quite complex. Character of living force in immortality. So Prabhupada ji says Chaitanya means living force. Charita means character. And Amrita means immortality. So he says this book, the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita can be said that what is the character of living force in immortality? Means how does he act in immortal world? How does he act? So now he is acting in this world. He is showing us the same pastime, and by hearing such pastime, we can also get liberated. We can also become immortal. So the character of somebody in immortality. Generally, we hear in the world that we like so-called leader in this world, like Mahatma Gandhi or some even materialistic leader also, some like Nala Damayanti also. Hmm? So they were the great leaders, great kings, and great influential person in Bharatvarsha. But we find their characters are not immortal. Their character is mortal. Some good values, like somebody like Danavir Karna. His character is not immortal. He is only giving dan in this world. I don't know whether he went there. so, so that character we have to learn. Then only we can become liberated from this world. So therefore, this is a very very important. So I understood in this whole in the from the beginning till now, Srila Prabhupada ji, as he begins the topic of Sakti and Saktiman, he says that Sakti and Saktiman, they're always two, and they're also together. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sakti and Saktiman are combined. Yes. So Srimati Radharani is a pleasure potency of the Lord, and Lord has expanded himself in the form of Radharani. And there is no difference between Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna ek atma dui dev dhari. They have become two just to enjoy the loving reciprocation between each other. So therefore, but this kind of attraction, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the beginning here, is not to be considered like a attraction between male and female of this world. This attraction, Karshana Venu. So like Krishna is calling the gopis in the Vansivata, that you please come, we will have rasa dance. But this kind of attraction is not to be understood that while what we see in the world, the some male and female attraction. Prabhupada mentions why. Because in the attraction of this world, there is attraction of body. Some sensual attraction, some bodily attraction is there. But the soul is beyond body and the senses. Just understand that. Yes, the soul is beyond Panch Mahabhut, earth, water, fire, air, ether. And then again, the subtle mind, intelligence, and ego is beyond that. So, how can Krishna try to enjoy somebody's body? This is a question. Okay, somebody may say, but that body is made up of a spirit. Yeah, so then first we should accept that spirit is different from the matter. It means the experience will be different. It will not be the same. Like in this world, the attraction between male and female causes lot of problems. Yes, shackle of material life. Yes, sex life. So we are all shackled here. Why? Because of material sex life. None of us are able to climb the bars of this material world. Maithunagar. We are just shackled here. Just because simple, very tuch attraction is kept by Maya. And we have forgotten ourselves that we are a spirit soul and we are getting attracted to the body of others. Why? To enjoy our senses. But this knowledge, the three, four stages, one is called paroksha, aparoksha, then comes adhokshaja, then comes aprakrita. So paroksha means what? You see like some great astrologers, they can see what is going to happen in the life of somebody, but you cannot see. That is called paroksha. Means so with some kind of Vedic technology, with some technical way, they can understand with some austerity. They can understand कल को क्या होने वाला है. So this is called paroksha knowledge, which is invisible. With your senses you cannot perceive, you cannot see कि कल को क्या होने वाला है. लेकिन कई लोग देख सकते हैं, है कि नहीं? बट ये भी नॉलेज बड़ा नहीं है कुछ ज्यादा, इसको बोलते हैं परोक्ष नॉलेज. So in our science, that's why it's going to previously Prabhupada has mentioned also empiric knowledge. Bhagavatam cannot be understood through empiric knowledge. So empiric knowledge means this only, some technological knowledge, some knowledge of matter. So even though you may become expert in the knowledge of matter, you may be able to predict what is going to happen tomorrow by seeing some nakshatra or some stars or some techniques. Hmm? But that is not going to make you understand the absolute truth. This is what we are going to understand here. Therefore, the Vedas, the majority portion of the Vedas, where people become very expert in chanting mantras, in producing fire, in producing rains from the sky, in calling gods also here. But again, that does not qualify you to understand the Supreme Lord. You should understand. That is called Paroksha. Then Aparoksha means you understand Brahman and Paramatma. That is called Aparoksha knowledge. So then, Brahman and Paramatma are the partial understanding of absolute truth. They are not complete understanding. So first is matter only, that is called Paroksha. But matter also little apratyaksha or invisible matter. You can still think through science or through Vedic technology. But then comes the Aparoksha where Paramatma and Brahman. And then you cannot understand absolute truth on Aparoksha level. Then you go to Adokshaja level. Then it comes who? Adokshaja means Narayan. You understand the Lord Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan. And then top of all such Adokshaja knowledge is Aprakrita. That is Radha Krishna. You can understand how much big level it is. Huh? It's such a highest level. Huh? That is Aprakrita. Aprakrita. It is beyond, therefore Prabhupada mentions, it is beyond our senses to understand the loving reciprocation between Radha and Krishna. Prabhupada mentions before that like some man is attracted to a woman by nature. So one may think that Krishna is missing something in himself because he's a male body and female is counterpart. She will satisfy that missing part. So therefore Krishna is getting attracted. Prabhupada says no, this is not like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu means Krishna is missing. Why Radha? She is so much attracted to me. What does she feel when she finds me near herself? What is that feeling? उसको क्या लगता है जब मेरे को देखती है तो जब मेरे बारे में सुनती है? So what does she feel? So then Prabhupada questions that means Krishna is deficient of such knowledge or what? He does not have that knowledge? Like a man has certain lack and therefore he combines with a woman to fulfill his lackness and then he's complete man. So Prabhupada said, no, it's not like that. It's absolute is complete. Huh? Absolute is complete, but by his own desire he has separated himself from his energy just to do Leela. At the same time, he is still not deficient. Even he has separated Radharani from himself, he is not deficient. Om Purnamada Purnamidam, we know that. Purnat Purnam Udachyate. Even Purna से पूर्ण निकाल भी दो फिर भी वो पूर्ण ही रहेगा, कभी incomplete नहीं होगा. So this is the thing. So this is aprakrita knowledge which is totally beyond our mind and senses. We generally hear about adokshada. Adokshada means like Vishnu is adokshada. Huh? So adokshada means which is beyond our eyes, with all our senses. Adha ukshada means aksha means eyes. All our senses are pushed down by the Lord Vishnu when they try to understand him. When our senses try to understand him, Lord Vishnu pushed them down. We cannot understand through our mind and senses. So then how our liberation will be possible? If we cannot understand God, so you cannot get liberated from this world. Yes? Vedaham purushantam purusham mahantam aditya varnam tamasah parastat tam eva vidwan amrita iha bhavati. Tam eva vidwan amrita iha bhavati. If you know about that amrita, or if you know about that the Lord purusham mahantam, then only you can get amrita. Without that you cannot get. Nanyat pantha vidyate ayanaya. ये वैदिक श्रुति मंत्र है. Means there is no other pantha. You have to know the supreme purusha, then only you can get out of this world. That is called amritam. So now already it is baffled. Our efforts are baffled. We cannot understand through our senses. So therefore, the process of sound comes. So the sound is a beginning of creation. Sound is a beginning of. In the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned. Surely, before sound also, ego is there. Ego in ignorance. We know that that Mahat Tattva, then first Prakriti comes, then the Lord, the Lord of causal ocean, he impregnates the Prakriti, yes, and then Prakriti Pradhan, and then she becomes carrier of living entity and the time factor. Like Prakriti is a, see, Prakriti you can understand two way. Generally, Srila Prabhupada says Prakriti is impersonal and God is personal. So when you see in this world, God has impersonality and personality, both. You see, like in this world, we don't see God right now, but we see the nature, Prakriti. We see. So Prakriti is impersonal. She will not come and tell, "I have produced a nice apple for you. Please take." She will never come. She will produce and you have to eat. And in the similar, we take birth and we die. So we understand there is certain kind of loving reciprocation is there in the nature, but nobody is expressing that love to us. Some way, like some our parents or some living beings are expressing love, but not directly. Like Prakriti is not coming and doing. So Prakriti is impersonal. This is impersonal. It is not a person. But this is about material nature. But when you go to in spiritual world, this is person. Prabhupada writes beforehand. This is also person. This is also person. This is also person. It means in spiritual world, nothing is separate from absolute truth. Everything is absolute. Everything is conscious. Everything is made up of chintamani. Chintamani means what? It's a, like here it is made up of the mud, stone in this world. And in spiritual world, chintamani, desire object. It will fulfill your desire. Anandamayo bhyasat. Every living entity wants to fulfill some desire. Yes. The chintamani is that spiritual object, conscious object, which makes everything of a spiritual world. No, 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 it's not like that. The reason is, if you read in the NOD, Bhakti Sam Sindhu, what do you mean by Krishna? If you read the definition of Krishna in NOD, what it says, Krishna means all his living entities, all his avatars, all his energies that combined is called Krishna. That is called absolute truth. Unless you know about this all, absolute truth is incomplete. Like Prabhupada gives us a simple example. If you call a king without soldiers, what is the use of king? King without Rani, king hai kya? Nahi. So king is only called king when he has his entire his big kingdom. He has his soldiers, he has his wives, he has his elephants, all. So then it is called king. So in spiritual world, it is why it is said because it's all on the Suddha Sattva. Everybody. There is no material contamination. No material contamination. And so therefore everyone lives on the complete platform of pure Krishna consciousness there. So therefore there does not become any difference between the energy of the Lord and energetic. So they're all together. They're all on the absolute platform. All, everyone, absolute platform. Absolute platform means nobody is going to die. Nobody is going to take birth there. And whatever is there, it is absolute. It is not going to change. It is absolute. Like Krishna is there, like other his parsad are there. See, like we should not misunderstand that we are God. We are God. We are gods. Eh? We are properties of God. We are part and parcel of God. So like a family. So therefore, we are in the family of Krishna. So we are all together exchanging our rasas, and there's a differentiation. Like one devotee is a in Sant ras, other is a Madhuri ras, other is a friendly ras, and Vatsalya, Madhuri, Sakhya. So these are the rasas are there, and position is also divided. But why it is said absolute? Again, absolute. Why it is said? Because nobody is living on a relative platform. Everybody is connected with Krishna there completely. What to speak of spiritual world? Srila Prabhupada used to say, even in this world, when we say Anor Aniyan Mahato Mahiyan, means Krishna is smaller of the smallest and bigger of the biggest. So Krishna, so then Prabhupada says living entity is very small, 1/10,000 part of a tip of a hair. केशाग्र सतत भागस्य सतदा कल्पितस्य च उतना छोटा लिविंग एंटिटी है, then how can Lord be more smaller than him? So Prabhupada says, this is not my hand, this is Krishna's hand. Prabhupada says, this is Krishna's hand. Actually, Krishna ने सब कुछ बनाया ना. And living entity is whose part and parcel? Krishna only. It's his part and parcel. But there is a differentiation. Krishna has separated them eternally. Yes, we are eternally separated part of Krishna, eternally. And the Swamsa, like Vishnu incarnation, they are the integral part of Krishna. They can be combined in Krishna also. Yes, but we are eternally separated part. But still, even though we are separated, we are all coming in the absolute truth only, complete whole. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnas Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vasishyate. There also Prabhupada writes absolute whole means complete whole. Even material world is also inside complete whole, and then it comes out. We are also in complete whole, we come out. But we should remain connected through our consciousness. Otherwise, we are amputated hand. Prabhupada mentions, जैसे कोई हाथ काट दिया जाता है तो कैसे उसमें लाइफ नहीं रहता है. सोल तो मर नहीं सकता है, लेकिन उसके अंदर कॉन्शियसनेस मटेरियल हो सकता है. कॉन्शियसनेस कैन बी चेंज. अंडरस्टूड? See, we should understand absolute का मतलब क्या है. Absolute whole, absolute truth means परम सत्य. तो परम सत्य में एक पप्पा है सबसे हाईएस्ट, और उनके बेटे हैं, और उनकी रानियां हैं, और उनकी एनर्जी, सभी एनर्जी, ये पूरे परम सत्य कहलाते हैं. ये पूरे परम सत्य है. ठीक है. सो लेकिन हम उनको जब जानते हैं तो इससे सबको जानते हैं. इफ यू ओनली नो हिम, इफ यू डोंट नो हिज एनर्जी, इफ यू डोंट नो हिज लिविंग एंटिटीज, then your knowledge of absolute truth is incomplete. We should know this whole is called absolute truth, param satya. Therefore it is mentioned na, complete whole is expanding himself only na, into material world, into spiritual world, into living entity. He is only na expanding himself. So if you say the living entities are false representation of Supreme Lord, then our philosophy is again gone. Our philosophy is again gone. Complete philosophy nahi hai. Sarvo khalo idam Brahman. What do you mean by that? Everything is Brahman. How can material world be Brahman? Yes, because he is coming from the Lord. Mayavadis, they say, see, Mayavadis what? They say that everything is one only. There is no differentiation between absolute truth, the Supreme Lord, and his part and parcel. They say there is no difference. That is Mayavad. But we say everything is one, but there is a difference between one is master, other is servant. Understanding, na? But everything is one. Everything is coming from absolute truth only. So everything is absolute truth only. But when you see the things separate from the absolute truth, then it is Maya. This is the problem. When we are seeing ourselves separate from absolute truth, we think that, therefore the first teaching in the Jnana Marg is Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. Yes, I am not of this world. I am the part and parcel of the Supreme Brahman, Param Brahma. Unka मैं part and parcel हूँ. So unless we identify with the absolute truth, how we can get away from this world? This is a thing actually. So absolute truth is one only, and he has expanded himself into many forms, and these forms are just for him to enjoy a relationship with all these things. Understanding? Okay. So the Sabda is a beginning of creation. Before Sabda, surely I said that Mahatattva, the Lord impregnates the material nature with the time and living entities. Kala and all the jivas are impregnated. Like Krishna says, Aham Bij Pradapita. So Bij means he gives the semen, or he gives the seed form of all of us into the womb of material nature. And then material nature becomes impregnated. So this throwing that glance by which the Lord impregnates material nature, that is called Sambhu. That is called So Lord Shiva is a husband of Mother Parvati. So Mother Parvati, material nature. So who is the Sambhu? Sambhu is nothing but the glance of the Mahavishnu. That is called Sambhu. तो हम बोलते हैं ना, मदर पार्वती किसकी पत्नी है? भगवान शिव की पत्नी है. तो शिव कहाँ से आ गए? भगवान विष्णु की बात चल रही थी कि भगवान विष्णु ने मटेरियल नेचर को इम्प्रेग्नेट किया, तो भगवान शिव कहाँ से आ गए? तो ये जो ग्लांस को ही शंभु बोलते हैं. दिस ग्लांस ओनली इज अ शंभु. तो शंभु और द लॉर्ड शिवा, he is basically mediator in the plan of the Lord. He impregnates material nature. Therefore, you find that Chiram Dadhi, what is that? Chiram Yatha Dadhi Vikar Vishesha Yogat. Sanjayate nahi tatha prithak asti heto. तो क्षीरम दधि, तो क्षीर कौन है? भगवान विष्णु. दधि कौन है? Yes, Dadi is Lord Shiva. So Vishnu never touches Maya. But here it is said Vishnu glanced on material nature. मतलब glance किया मतलब टच किया उसको? नहीं, वो शिव के फॉर्म में टच किया, प्योर फॉर्म में नहीं टच किया. किस फॉर्म में टच किया? भगवान शिव के फॉर्म में टच किया. तो पहले भगवान दही बन गए, फिर उसको टच किया मटेरियल नेचर को. तो इसलिए वो शंभु कहलाते हैं, भगवान शिव. संजायते नहीं तथा पृथक अस्ति होता means just to fulfill certain purpose Vishnu has transformed from Kshiram to Dadhi to perform certain purpose. तो इस पर्पज को परफॉर्म करने के लिए कि मटेरियल नेचर में इम्प्रेग्नेट किया, तो फिर all living entities will get birth in this world and they will fulfill their desire. That's why he has transformed himself into Sambhu. So then after the material nature impregnates, then she again goes into lot of ignorance increases. It's given in Bhagavatam. And then ultimately ignorance, ego in mode of ignorance gives rise to the first thing is produced is sound. See, जब living entity माया के पेट में है, living entity means they will have some desire. What is the desire? Give us body, we want to enjoy. जैसे बच्चा बोलता है बाहर निकालो मेरे को, बहुत तकलीफ हो रहा है, माँ को बोलता है अंदर अंदर. So in the similar way, living entity wants to enjoy. So the accumulative desire for enjoyment changes the Mahat Tattva into the mode of ignorance inside. Like, you just understand, it's a technical fact thing. Everything is in equilibrium in Maya. Satuguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Maya is generally composed of these three gunas. Okay? Sattugun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Everything is in equilibrium. Sabhi equilibrium mein ekdam. As soon as Lord Vishnu impregnates the Maya, the time has gone in impregnation and living entity. So living entities are desiring, we want to enjoy. So enjoyment basically is in mode of ignorance. So because of increase of too much mode of ignorance, and because of identifying, we want to identify with this world, identify with the body. So the egoism in mode of ignorance give rise to creation of this world. The whole world starts getting created when this whole, the mode of goodness is there, passion is there, ignorance is there, but ignorance increases in great amount because of our desire. Prabhupada writes in canto, second canto, the ignorance increases more and more, and so therefore then now some creation should happen. अब ज़्यादा desire हो गया तो कुछ तो फल निकलना चाहिए ना. So then the Panch Mahabhut starts coming out. All our senses start coming out. Yeah, again, ego in mode of passion, ego in mode of goodness, also there's something comes out. Wo bhi hai. But what I'm telling, our senses, our senses and prana shakti, all this comes out in the mode of ignorance. So the Panch Mahabhut means the grossest thing comes in mode of ignorance. Ye gross hai na. The little subtler thing comes in mode of passion, and the most subtle will come in mode of goodness. So when ego reacts with mode of goodness, something comes. When ego reacts with mode of passion, something comes. When ego reacts with mode of ignorance, something comes. When ego reacts with mode of goodness, all the devatas are produced. देवतास अपने इस पे देवता है ना, सारे सेंसेस के देवता हैं, सारे देवता प्रोड्यूस होते हैं. जैसे इंद्र इज फॉर हैंड, सूर्य चंद्र इज फॉर आईज, तो दे आर प्रोड्यूस्ड. देन when ego reacts with mode of passion, intelligence is produced. Intelligence is produced. When ego reacts with mode of ignorance, all our this Panch Mahabhut, Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, they are produced. And the beginning of these all Panch Mahabhut is a sound. First comes is sound. So Prabhupada mentions sound. Now this sound, anavritti hi sabdat. Anavritti sabdat means it is mentioned that sound is the beginning of material creation. Sound is the beginning of material creation. And anavritti hi sabdat means through sabda you can wind up this material world. Anavritti means to wind up or getting liberated by sabdat. So this Vedic Shruti mantra says anavritti sabdat means you can only get liberated by sound. So sound is the creation of material world. Material means polluted, contaminated material world. So that has come from the impure sound. You can understand. Impure sound has caused this material world to get created. Now pure sound will wind up this material world. What is that pure sound? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The glorification of the Lord is a pure sound, transcendental sound. That sound will revive the consciousness of the conditioned living entity, and then once his desires are satisfied, अभी नहीं चाहिए यहाँ का, मुझे इस संसार का कुछ नहीं चाहिए, his needs will not be there. कुछ नहीं चाहिए, एक रसगुल्ला भी नहीं चाहिए उसको संसार का, तो फिर संसार किस लिए? जब डिजायर खत्म हो गया तो he is called desireless. Then why he should live in this world? अनावृत्ति ही शब्दात्. Go out, निकल जाओ यहाँ से. So sound has given, see, sound has created all the objects of this world. So Prabhupada mentions very nicely, like all economic development has come out of sound. How? Like the products are already there. So one thing we know that these are all coming out of, first is sound, and then the human start learning that how we can make building. So then he start learning means he has to hear ना from somewhere. सुनना पड़ेगा ना रेडियो में. प्रभुपाद बोलते रेडियो में सुनना पड़ेगा या कोई तो समझाएगा उनको कि देखो कैसे हमें घर बनाना है या कैसे हमें दुश्मनों को मारना है. तो every activity starts from sound. Somebody inspires that person, and then he starts bringing the stone and wood together and start making the houses. Yes. So sound. So through sound we gain the knowledge in this world. Earlier there was no written books. There was a sound. People transmitted the sound vibration to hand over the knowledge to the next person. Correct? So therefore, the sound is the beginning of this world. The sound transforms into ether. The next from sound comes the ether, which is a subtle form of a, or you can say the subtle form of ether is the sound. The sound पहले आता फिर ether आता है. And from ether then comes the air. From air comes the fire. From fire comes the water. From water comes the earth. This is the way how the Panch Mahabhut are developed. But before the Panch Mahabhut is a sound. The sound is the beginning of everything. So, which is the organ which takes the sound in us? Ear. So the sound is the beginning of creation, and so the sound can also wind up the creation, and so the through hearing we can understand our real identity. We can get liberated. So that's why the ear is most essential, and the whole the knowledge is also termed as a Shruti. Ved means Shruti. Shruti means सुनना. क्या करना? सुनना. Authoritative statement को सुनना. Shrotam. The ear is called Shrotram. Shrotram. Shrotam means which can hear. The organ which can hear. The ear can hear, and the sound when we hear from the Shruti, it can liberate us. It can liberate us. So that is why it is mentioned through our senses we cannot understand the absolute truth or the thing which is beyond this material creation. So then how we can understand? Through sound vibration. That sound has to be heard. When we hear that sound will inspire us to do activity which is not material, which is spiritual. With that activity we will cut our attachment in this world. We'll cut our attachment. Therefore you find devotional service is not simply bhav, it is a activity. It's an activity. It's an activity in proper consciousness, in Krishna consciousness, the activity in Krishna consciousness. That is called devotional service. So with that activity, we can cut our attachment in this world, but first we have to hear, keep on hearing. So it is mentioned the sabda, the transcendental sound, is regarded as the evidence. So what is the evidence in this world? Can there any be evident? Evidence कुछ हो सकता है. Evidence means कोई भी truth इसमें world में दिखाई देगा क्या? जो भी दिख रहा है वो impure sound से आया है. Impure sound मतलब उसका we had all desired this world to enjoy and therefore this world has become expanded. अभी जैसे अभी साइंटिस्ट भी बोलते हैं ना, आज का जमाना बहुत एडवांस है. सही बात है क्योंकि हम लोग, हमारा डिजायर इतना खचड़ा है, इतना कचड़ा डिजायर है, इसलिए बहुत सब कुछ एडवांसमेंट दिख रहा है. एवरीथिंग हैपेंस फ्रॉम डिजायर, है ना. तो अभी आजकल के लोगों को क्यों एडवांसमेंट लग रहा है? क्योंकि उनका डिजायर वैसा है. एडवांसमेंट मीन्स ऐसा ही होना चाहिए, इसलिए उनको क्या लग रहा है? हम एडवांस है. पुराने लोगों को क्या लगता था? एडवांसमेंट मीन्स कुछ नहीं, तपस्या करो, मटेरियल से निकल जाओ यहाँ से, ज्यादा मटेरियल फैसिलिटी यूज नहीं करना है, कम से कम यूज करो बेयर नेसेसिटीज and just focus on self realization. This was thought process of previous people. So therefore they thought material advancement means this much only. यही advancement है, बस उससे ज्यादा नहीं करना है. And now people think no, that was a primitive age, no advancement. Now the advancement means गाड़ी, बंगला, मकान, एकदम फ्लाइट, स्पुटनिक, कहाँ कहाँ जाना है, बड़ा बड़ा ये करना है, एडवांसमेंट. Why? Because our desires are like that. So we have become materialistic, so we are seeing the world and its advancement in that way. बोलते हैं ना, आत्मनो ही दर्पणा, आत्मनो ही दर्पता. So means one sees in others according to his own consciousness. So our consciousness so impure, so therefore we are trying to see the world in that way कि वर्ल्ड में इस चीज की कमी है, चलो इसको ही प्रोड्यूस करो, इस चीज की कमी है, चलो एआई लेके आओ, चलो व्हाट्सएप लेके आओ, यूट्यूब लेके आओ. This is called advancement. Why? Because dirty desires of living entity is giving birth to dirty products. And how? Sound is an energy form. So these people are thinking first. देखो, सोचना, the thought process is thinking. Yes, thinking. You know, sometimes our thinking get triggered by hearing somewhere from somewhere. Like if you have to make some notes, what you do? You have to speak somewhere. You first hear some lecture. Even though they are there in your mind, but it is not becoming triggered. जैसे ही आपने सुना साउंड ना, आपको पूरा नॉलेज आ जाता है. करेक्ट होता है कि नहीं ऐसा? है ना. कभी कोई ऐसा भी लगता है कि लेक्चर में मुझे ज्यादा ही थॉट्स आ रहे हैं, मुझे क्या बोलना चाहिए. होता है. क्यों? क्योंकि साउंड ट्रिगर करता है आपको. साउंड ट्रिगर्स यू. ऑल योर नॉलेज इज ट्रिगर्ड बाय साउंड. तो साउंड ट्रिगर्स आवर एक्टिविटी आल्सो, एवरीथिंग, बिकॉज इट्स अ बिगिनिंग ऑफ क्रिएशन विच वी कैन परसीव. साउंड को हम सुन सकते हैं ना, तो हम परसीव कर रहे हैं उसको. You cannot perceive like mind and mind intelligence, like they are only perceived through certain thoughts, some feelings. Yes, but they are also triggered by sound. Okay, I am going beyond time. Time हो गया ना? कितना है? Okay, ठीक है. So कुछ पढ़ा नहीं हमने, है इसमें, ज्यादा हो गया साउंड. ठीक है. So okay, but it is important. I was speaking from Bhagavatam only. The sound vibration is so important, but that sound should be purified sound. Then only we can be liberated. Therefore, Prabhupada used to say we should hear from liberated soul, pure sound. If you hear from liberated soul, immediately awakening comes immediately. As Narad Muni heard from Bhakti Vedantas, just in some days only, awakening came. So pure sound. So pure sound can cause immediate transformation. Immediate. हाँ, वो भी है, वो अलग अलग. यस, करेक्ट है. तो परा अपरा वो ठीक है, जो भी है, बट द होल अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज वी आर हियरिंग बेसिकली para only. We are hearing transcendental sound only. Only thing matters is purity. Purity matters. So therefore, the liberated souls, wherever they are speaking, we should go and hear, so that our bondage will be cut. That is why in our sampradaya, every process of bhakti is dependent upon hearing. Smaranam भी dependent है hearing पे. अर्चनम भी डिपेंडेंट है हियरिंग पे, वंदनम भी डिपेंडेंट है हियरिंग पे. अगर हियरिंग लैक होता है, इफ वी लैक इन हियरिंग, देन अदर प्रोसेस विल बिकम मैकेनिकल प्रोसेस हो जाता है, और इट विल नॉट बी फ्रूटिव, इट फ्रूटफुल नहीं होता फिर वो. You should always remember that Shravanam is very important. Okay. So that is why I was saying that nothing of this world can be evidence or the truth. Somebody can say, "Oh, I saw something is flying in the sky. That is like a aeroplane, or aeroplane can fly like that bird." So we try to see the relative truth in this world, and we think this is the ultimate truth. But यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? Or you come to Bhagavatam, only pure sound can give the pure knowledge. Impure sound cannot. So this world is impure. Impure in the sense it's again designed for us, for impure desire to be fulfilled. So here you cannot find the complete truth in this world. You not find the complete truth. So therefore you have to hear from the Vedas. So Vedas are not contaminated by impure sound. Veda Sakshad Narayana. Ved to Narayan है ना. Ved कौन है? नारायण है. Vedas are produced from the breathing of Narayana. Even the Vedas tell about this world, but Veda is not polluted. Veda is a pure transcendental, Sabda Brahma. So absolute is divided in two ways. Absolute is one is personality, other is Sabda Brahma. One is Brahman, other is Sabda Brahman. Absolute, how he is approached in this world. Can you see the Lord right now? No. You can hear about the Lord right now. That is called Sabda Brahma. So that Sabda Brahma is pure. The Sabda Brahma is pure. Even though the Sabda Brahma is telling about this world also, it is pure. Because it's a transcendental sound. So Vedas are pure sound of the Narayana. It's a pure sound vibration. It's non-different from Lord Narayana. So that is why whatever Vedas says, that is evidence, not what the people see in this world. Therefore we hear ना, और जीवा है शब्द प्रमाण. क्यों? क्योंकि मैंने आपको सीक्वेंसली बताया, हर एक चीज यहाँ पे इम्प्योर है, इम्प्योर साउंड से बना हुआ है. Even if you see something happening, like somebody say, Prabhuji, you are saying Vedas are not, we don't see Vedas practically. Practical नहीं है आजकल. आजकल मोटर कार ये सब practical है. Yes, correct. You will feel like that. You are seeing the technology is more working than our natural science or Vedic science. You will say, and we will also think, तो फिर सत्य क्या है? क्योंकि अभी ये impure हो चुका है. Now it has become impure. You need pure people to emit pure sound to cause that technology to work. अगर आपको वैदिक टेक्नोलॉजी वापस लाना है, देवताओं को लाना है, रेन कराना है, then you need purity. The sound should be pure. Then the technology will work. Not that Vedas we start reading and we don't have purity only. Then it will not come. Therefore Prabhupada says, because in this age there is no proper Brahman. Brahmin नहीं है, उसका chanting proper नहीं है, purity नहीं है. That's why the Vedic mantra don't make sense. That is why. It means who requires प्योर एमिटर ऑफ साउंड चाहिए. वेद में तो साउंड ऑलरेडी दिया हुआ है अक्षरों के रूप में, बट एमिट कौन कर रहा है? ब्राह्मण होना चाहिए. देन दैट टेक्नोलॉजी विल कम बैक. लाइक ब्रह्मास्त्र प्रोड्यूस करना है, तुरंत मंत्र कौन अगर द्रोणाचार्य करेंगे जपेंगे तो पक्का आ जाएगा. हम करेंगे तो कुछ नहीं आएगा. तो हम क्या बोलेंगे? वैदिक नॉलेज इम्प्रैक्टिकल है. देन व्हाट वी शुड डू? लेट अस गो टू द इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज एंड डेवलप समथिंग, some technology where we can shoot gun dish. This is practical. Brahmastra is not practical, but this is practical. Gun is practical. This is practical because your consciousness is so low. Okay, use it. So it's like that. So the pure sound vibration is required to reveal the knowledge of the Vedas. Pure sound vibration. And in Kali Yuga, according to the Lord's plan, all knowledge are not going to be revealed, because Kali Yuga is a very short time. Only the very essential part of the Vedas, which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving through his pastime, is to chant the name of God and get purified. That much essence of the Vedas will be revealed by the pure sound of pure devotees. But still, the again, it's difficult to say that the whole Vedic age to come back, because that requires certain kind of patterns of growth, certain kind of pattern of sanskaras. वो सब इतना मुश्किल है बोल पाना अभी. But all requires is pure sound. For your information, I will tell the two kings, according to Bhagavatam, are still waiting to start Satyuga. Once this age will finish, they will again come back and start developing the generations there. Then the Kali Yuga will be finished. And it is said why how it will happen. It is made in the 12th canto that by association of Kalaki avatar, everything will be purified, and people will have pure desires that time. That we should live in a pure society. The desire awakens because of content. See, one thing is nice place for living, nice culture. So then there will be the beginning of Satyuga. So the Sabda Brahma or the Supreme Lord Himself, absolutely, they purify the world. They purify the world and bring back the culture or civilization which we need. So therefore, the more the holy name of God will be chanted in this world, the more Vedic culture will come back as predicted by Srila Prabhupada. Because the more pure sound vibration happens, the impure desire of living entity of this world will change. That is why you find in the Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned that what is it called? Vachaschitta padam hareryato jagat pavitram pragneet karhichit tadvayasam tirtham tanti manasa nayatra hamsa nirmantu sikshaya nayad vachaschitta padam hareryato. It is anyway mentioned that the sound vibration, one sound vibration is given in the Vedas or the Bhagavatam, which can purify the whole world. All the sinful tendency of all living entities in this world can be purified by the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, not by the newspaper or magazines or radios or televisions or some other gadgets. No, they will simply make it impure. But Srimad Bhagavatam, the sound vibration, the more it is vibrated by pure devotees, by pure practitioners of this parampara, the more people in sinful desire will change. And therefore, now you find in which, like in ISKCON, we are having so many sevas. Why? Prabhupada mentioned that also. How so many spiritual activity can be thought of when it started happening? पहले लोग क्या सोचते स्पिरिचुअल एक्टिविटी में माला करना, माला करते रहो, माला करते रहो, माला करते रहो, ठीक है? So, but Srila Prabhupada they expanded the spiritual activity in many things. While you are going for work, that is also you can make it spiritual. Yes, because you are connected with the sound vibration, Sabdakam. You have heard from Gurudev, you have heard from scripture that how my work can be translated or how my work can be Krishna conscious work. You know that. How it can be? You are understanding. The work has been given by Krishna. I am in that situation where Krishna has put me. Now I should help Krishna in propagating his culture or propagating the cult of Krishna consciousness. Okay, one thing by giving money, cult can be spread by giving an endeavor. Yes. So we are living here. So that is a part of our endeavor we are doing here. So we are living here, purifying our consciousness. So we are contributing in the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tomorrow you will be a great asset in the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, our work or our time, everything is engaged in service of the Lord. And that is why, that is how we are making ourselves Krishna conscious. This is very, very important. So the more we connect ourselves with the sound vibration, wherever we go, we can do some service. कहीं भी जाओ, यहाँ प्रचार चालू करो, यहाँ पे कीर्तन चालू करो. क्यों? Connected किससे हम? Sound vibration. देखो श्री प्रभुपाद said Vani and Vapu. Vani and Vapu. Vani is more important. Vapu is also important. But Vapu is not eternal. But Vani is eternal. Vani is eternal. Like Krishna left Arjuna. Arjuna was in depression. Krishna said, but Vani of Bhagavad Gita. Vani. So the Sabda Brahma. That is, so therefore, there is no other way to understand the absolute truth than hearing the Sabda Brahma from the mouth of pure devotee. The emitter should also be pure. This is also very much important. So here it is mentioned. Therefore, the Vedas inform us that time हो गया ना? हाँ? हो गया? ठीक है. कोई क्वेश्चन है किसी को? मैंने एक ही पैराग्राफ पढ़ा है बस. ठीक है, कल से पढ़ेगा.
उसको बता दिया कि अच्छा, बस एक ही चीज बताया कि 33 करोड़ देवी देवता है, तो उसी में मतलब वो डाइजेस्ट नहीं हो पाया उसको. तो मतलब अगर ऐसा बोलो, कोई किसी को भी अगर समझाए कि ग्लैंस शिव जी है, फिर प्रकृति, मतलब ऐसा टोटली अनअंडरस्टैंडेबल टाइप का लग जाता है.
So first thing in hearing the subject from is pranipāt. Pranipāt when happens when people are baffled. जब सब frustrated हो जाता है आदमी, तो समझ में आता है कुछ नहीं, I am a मूर्ख. Then he goes and search for a guru, and then he does not keep condition. Only tell me those truths which are proved by science. Then Guru will say, oh, I don't know your science, I don't know such proofs also, I don't want to know you also, go away. So इसलिए this is what disqualification of people of this age. It's a disqualification. The Prabhupada ji and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made the process very simple by just making sound vibration such a simple. Earlier also sound vibration was there, but it was difficult to follow. है ना, उतना मुश्किल था, बट प्रभुपाद जी ने उसको एकदम सिंपल में रख दिया. अभी कितना आसान है फॉलो करना. It's all sound vibration only. But these people are so, and these people are made disqualified because of our modern education. अगर वो पढ़ा लिखा नहीं होता ना, कभी ऐसा क्वेश्चन नहीं. बात सही है. प्रभुपाद जी writes in 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that the marriages in today's time has become imagination, practical imagination. Why? Because of the women have become puffed up because of modern education. The women have become puffed up. Women puffed up हो गई. Why I should serve husband? Now you have to define the role for a woman and man in today's time. Woman means you should serve. You should make chapati. You should make, or husband you should go and do job. Why I should go and do job? I can also go. Okay, you go. I want to go out. You go. So in today's time, it's a great counter culture. लोगों को समझाना पड़ेगा कि तुम्हारा धर्म क्या है. तभी तो बोलेंगे ना धर्म पत्नी. हमको पालन क्या बोलोगे उसको? वाइफ. वाइफ इज लाइक जो भी है. तो धर्म पत्नी मतलब धर्म को पालन करे. तो अब इसको धर्म ही नहीं पता, तो धर्म क्या पालन करेगा? So therefore, we have to first define the role and activity of these people. Okay, you are a son, your duty is this. You are a father, your duty is this. You are a teacher, your duty is this. इतना हम गिरते चले जा रहे हैं. इतना गिरते चले जा रहे हैं because of modern education. Because modern education is totally dismantling the whole Vedic culture. So पूरा खत्म कर रहा है. चुपके चुपके, क्योंकि सबको प्राउड बना रहा है ना. वो बोल रहा है कि no need to see when we learn in our schools कि mother should act in this way, wife should act in this way, brahmachari should act. Where we learn? कभी learn होता है क्या? कभी नहीं हम सीखते. We should submit to the guru. Where anywhere we learn? No. All in pure sound vibration. वो किसी फॉरेन का जो कवि है उसका हम स्टोरी उसका हम कभी पढ़ते, कभी इंग्लिश में फॉरेन ऑथर. सारे इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में फॉरेन ऑथर की बुक लिखी जाती है. वो सब प्योर है. वो मांस खाते हैं, क्या के गंदे काम करते हैं, उसका हम नॉलेज हम सीख के अपना एजुकेशन बढ़ा रहे हैं. जस्ट इमेजिन. कौन हमें एजुकेट कर रहा है? दोज हु आर मलेच्छास, यावनास, दे आर एजुकेटिंग अस. सो व्हाट रिजल्ट विल कम आउट? Another malecha, another yam. This is what happened. The sound vibration is still impure. Who has produced that sound? हमारे साइंस की बुक में किसने साउंड प्रोड्यूस किया है? आइंस्टीन ने प्रोड्यूस किया है. आइंस्टीन का बड़ा बड़ा महात्मा था क्या वो? आइंस्टीन का गुरु कौन था? ऐसे बोलने को तो इतना झगड़ा हो जाएगा साइंस. कौन है, कौन प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है सामान, कौन बुक लिख रहा है, कहां से लिख रहा है, कहां से नॉलेज लिया? वो बोलता है मैंने खुद सोच के लिखा। वो चोर है, झूठा कहेगा। डार्विन ने पद्म पुराण से निकाल के लिखा था, डार्विन ने, बट वो क्या बोला, मेरा खुद का इमेजिनेशन है। वो भी चोर है, चीटिंग टेंडेंसी। तो इम्प्योर साउंड वाइब्रेशन है, जिनका मेंटलिटी गंदा है, वो लोग कितने भी अच्छी इंग्लिश लिख दें, आप उसको पढ़ोगे तो आपका मेंटलिटी घुस जाएगा। हम भी वैसे बनेंगे। तो दैट इज द प्रोपाजी से ये मॉडर्न एजुकेशन इज जस्ट टू मेक अस more and more degraded. First thing, basically they are not advancing anywhere. Sudra, they are producing Sudras. Yes, hard workers, Ugra Karma, yes, produce better modern education. So, this modern education is making us puffed up by thinking that I have no control. This world, again, asatyam apratishtham de jagat ahur anishwaram. ये वर्ल्ड में कोई ईश्वर नहीं है। मैं जैसे इंजॉय करना चाहता हूँ कर सकता हूँ। मैं वुमेन हूँ, मैं मैन की तरह बन के इंजॉय कर सकता हूँ। मैं मैन हूँ, मैं, मेरे को कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं, मैं वुमेन को एंजॉय कर सकता हूँ, मैं वर्ल्ड को एंजॉय कर सकता हूँ, एनीथिंग। So they are just teaching us to just have knowledge how to enjoy in this world, just have knowledge how to earn a lot of money, just have knowledge how to just exploit others. अगर knowledge हो गया ना, सब कुछ कर सकते हो। There is no need to follow any basic tradition, any certain kind of custom or civilization. Inherently, we are getting that seed of thought in us. हो रहा है ऐसा। सारे कॉलेज बंद कर दो, आप देखो सब लोग शांत हो जाएंगे। सबसे पहले इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज बंद करो। इसे रियलिटी नहीं, इंजीनियरिंग क्यों? बिकॉज कलियुग इज नोन एज आयरन एज, इट्स एज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी। अगर आईआईटीज बंद हो गए सबसे पहले आईआईटी खुलना चाहिए, और आईआईटीज की जगह पे वर्णाश्रम कॉलेज खुलने चाहिए, ब्राह्मण बनाने के, क्षत्रिय बनाने के। देखो कैसे ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होता है। Why Modi is not doing? He is not a pure sound person, first thing. But many people are glorifying. ठीक है, जो भी है, he cannot do unless one practices. How can he do? थोड़ी क्या चमकता थोड़ी किसी को कोई आगे चमका के गया, अरे उसका प्योर हिस्ट्री होना चाहिए ना, कोई परंपरा से नॉलेज होना चाहिए, थोड़ी चमकेगा। Anyway, but I am meaning to say that we have to understand from where contamination is coming. This is all technological colleges actually. Because of the technological college, medical is dependent upon that. Because they are using now medicals, all equipments are they using. All software companies are depending upon the colleges. Correct? You find where is the root? Technology. Technology को हमने काट दिया था. But somehow, very difficult. Somebody asked Jira Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how can we start working in factories and producing technology? He said, chant Hare Krishna. When you chant, you will not feel to work. So the way is that only. We have to chant Hare Krishna. We have to spread the holy name. And therefore Prabhupada wanted college called Brahmanas, to create Brahmanas. College should be there. To create Kshatriyas, college should be there. Then Varnashram will come. Otherwise, we are producing only nut bolts and software engineers. ये सब बना रहे हैं. The technology is it's making people work hard and harder and harder and harder. टेक्नोलॉजी के कारण ही हम वर्क, अभी आपको लग रहा है कि मशीन से तो हमारा काम कम होना चाहिए, नहीं, मशीन इज ए प्रोडक्ट ऑफ मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस। मशीन को चलाने के लिए आदमी चाहिए, और मशीन बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स होते हैं, बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स, आपको पता है, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट डिजाइन एट वन स्टेज। काफी सारे सोच समझ कर उसके बहुत सारे थिंकिंग, बहुत सारी चीजें, so many counteracting things are put ना, like ये हो गया तो ये लगा दो, ये हो गया तो ये लगा दो, ऐसा बहुत सारी चीजें रहती है मशीन में, है ना, तभी जाके चलता है ना। और जब एक आदमी जब देखेगा उस मशीन को तो उसका दिमाग पगला जाएगा, ये इसको क्यों है, उसका दिमाग कॉम्प्लेक्स है। जैसे एक मोटरसाइकिल, उसमें कितने सारे पार्ट्स हैं, और जैसे उसके अपोजिट एक बुल लो, बुल क्या फायदा बुल में, खिलाना पीछे तो वो करेगा, चलो उसके लेके जाए, ज्यादा मुश्किल नहीं है, just literally learn how to deal with the bull. And when you have motorcycle, you have to really, you may not know too much, but a person who takes care of the motorcycle, who has to repair, he has to know about it. ये पार्ट किसके लिए, पार्ट किसके लिए, पूरा कॉम्प्लेक्स। So the more machines we make, the more complex will become, and the more hard work we have to do to understand it, to maintain it. But people are not understanding. They are thinking the more machine will develop, the more lesser work will have. ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा, बिकॉज योर थिंकिंग इज बिकमिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स, कॉम्प्लेक्स होता चला जा रहा है। जैसे चलो मेरे को मोटरसाइकिल नहीं बनाना, मेरे को लैपटॉप नहीं बनाना, मेरे को आई एम सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर, देन वेयर यू आर वर्किंग ऑन कोडिंग, कोडिंग में दिमाग चल रहा है कि नहीं, कोडिंग में कॉम्प्लेक्स, and that complexity has no purification, because even if you become complex in Vedic science, at least you purify yourself. जैसे मान लो कोई बड़े बड़े पंडित पूरा ऋग्वेद याद करके आए, तो प्यूरिफाई भी कर रहा है ना अपने को, ऋग्वेद पढ़ रहा है तो, है कि नहीं? बट आप साइंस की बुक पढ़ के उससे क्या प्यूरिफिकेशन है? कोई प्यूरिफिकेशन नहीं, और आप नेक्स्ट लाइफ कुत्ता बिल्ली बनने के लिए रेडी हो रहे हैं। इट्स लाइक दैट एक्चुअली। सो देयरफॉर टेक्नोलॉजी, we have to understand it's a great curse in this age. It is very fast degrading the human civilization to lower culture. Okay. So he has to first obey. There is no other way. Let him be kicked by Maya. You tell him, okay, no, don't worry. Everything is ready. Everything is ready for him also. He will be kicked later. बोला शांति से, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। जब आपका प्यूरिफिकेशन हो जाएगा तो उसके बाद आना मेरे पास, then the knowledge will make some understanding. अरे लोगों को डर लगता है, लोग जैसे मान लो आपके दांत में प्रॉब्लम है और आपको डॉक्टर के पास नहीं जाना है, डॉक्टर दांत निकाल देगा, कब तक? जब वो सीवियर हो जाएगा तो कहाँ जाओगे? सीवियर जाओगे। अभी हमें किसी बॉडी में कोई प्रॉब्लम है, हमें डॉक्टर से डर लगता है, नहीं ऑपरेशन हो जाएगा, कब तक? या तो कुछ ठीक कर लो, नहीं होगा तो एक दिन जाना ही पड़ेगा। तो वही चीज है, हमको लगता है कि नहीं, टुडे आई विल अवॉइड द वैदिक नॉलेज, आई विल आस्क शो मी द प्रूफ, वेयर इज द प्रूफ? देयर इज नो प्रूफ, नॉट मी, टाइम विल पास, सब फ्रस्ट्रेशन आ जाएगी। आपको लगता है कि साइंस ने सब कुछ सॉल्व करके रखा है ना, तो देन व्हाई देयर इज फ्रस्ट्रेशन, व्हाई पीपल आर कमिटिंग सुसाइड, अबॉर्शन, सो मेनी? इफ साइंस हैज सॉल्व्ड ऑल द प्रॉब्लम, व्हाई दिस प्रॉब्लम्स आर एग्जिस्टिंग देयर? And when you get totally frustrated, then you come, oh, please tell you something. No, you go, you learn from your science. We don't have anything, we are unpad. कुछ नहीं है हमारे पास, हम लोग बस अच्छा खाते, अच्छा सोते, नाचते गाते, हमारा यही है। तुमको नहीं चाहिए ना? नहीं, आप लोग अच्छे दिखते हो, आप लोगों के पास खुशी है, go and get from science. No, tell me. Then you can tell it. The people are like that, popular. इसलिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं? चलो, हरे कृष्ण।
समझने के लिए